This video is brought to you by
just a quick word from our sponsor, Squarespace.
Every day, more and more creators are landing brand deals, becoming full-time YouTubers and turning their channels into legitimate businesses.
Which is why this video is sponsored by...
A lot of them are able to get these deals because they have one thing in common: a brand manager.
So what can a manager or an agency do for you as a YouTuber? And are there certain qualifications that you have to meet in order to get one? And say you do want one, where do you even begin to look for one?
In this video, we wanted to get down to the bottom of this, to investigate both sides, to hear from the agency and the creators that have found some representation.
For this, we knew exactly which company we wanted to consult with. A branding integrations company based in an undisclosed location in Utah that works with creators just like us.
An agency that we keep hearing about.
I'm managed by this amazing company called Spacestation Integrations.
We're managed by a company called Spacestation. The reason why we are able to be full-time creators is because we were able to sign year-long partnerships with brands.
Best friend, manager, and just ultimate superstar with brands, Sean Holladay.
So, just before the pandemic hit, we set off to Utah to see what was going on behind the scenes. Let's get into it.
I think we know what we gotta do here.
Come here.
Dude, this is really slippery. Holy shit. Here we go.
Send it. I really thought you were gonna go flying over that net.
This is Shonduras, internet celebrity and founder of Spacestation, a multifaceted company consisting of 3 main branches. A branch for running Sean's multi-million subscriber YouTube channels, a branch for their World Championship esports teams, and the branch we're taking a deep dive into, Spacestation Integrations. We set out to talk to 3 creators at different parts of their journeys to see when they started working with Spacestation.
Thanks for doing this.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
So great to meet you guys.
I asked my manager, Trav, I was like, hey, you know, Methodbox guys reached out. They want to just talk about my experience with Spacestation. Anything you want me to not talk about? He's like, no, man, you know us. Like, super transparent. You just let them know.
This is Sean's origin story. It starts from the beginning when he just started out. So we're gonna go all the way throughout this building. Very exciting. And bam, we got mint coins from Peter McKinnon, Hot Wheels from Tanner Fox, ND from Peter McKinnon. We have a Streamy Award. Bring it down here. This is one of Casey Neistat's batteries. Impressive.
This is where all the branding integrations happen. That intense look that Holladay has, always 24/7. That's the look right there. Just doesn't stop. This is one of the claims to fame as far as branding integrations. Tanner Fox collaboration with
Hot Wheels.
The man who like single-handedly elevated whole integrations to the next level over here.
Yeah.
4 different
I actually
screens
lit
to make
this
it.
candle for you guys.
Ever since it's been lit around here.
Calendar, email, my email, messages, Slack, and just there's tabs all.
It's kind of like a representation of your brain just splattered on screen.
Yeah.
The longest one that I signed was a year-long one with Squarespace.
Can we just show like a really quick montage of Cody saying Squarespace?
Yeah, go for it.
Here it is.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Huge thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Huge thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video.
Squarespace.
Squarespace. Thanks so much again. Squarespace, thanks again. Go check out Squarespace.
Cody had 42,000 subscribers when he was introduced to Spacestation.
I was in Belfast, Matty Apoya and Peter McKinnon, Strella Moore and Jesse Driftwood. I got a text from my business partners that they wanted to change a finance meeting to just a partners meeting. And I looked up at all of them and I'm like, I'm pretty sure my partners want me out of their business. It was Spacestation that really swept in for me. And yeah, you're gonna be able to make this a viable career. On the first day that I met Pete, you know, he had like his daily call, I think, with Holladay and Pete introduced me.
Katie had 72,000 subscribers when she was connected to Spacestation.
I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now. Like, I've just been obsessed with video creating and watching. For months, I'd been trying to get in contact with somebody at Squarespace because that's like my dream brand deal. I just DM'd Cody and asked him like what his management situation was, as I saw that he did Squarespace brand deals.
Did you say Squarespace?
Squarespace.
And they were like, yeah, we like really want to work with you. Like, let us know if you're interested in working with us. I was like, oh, wow. Like,
so you're like super fresh with Spacestation then?
Yes, I just started talking to them like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I think I had like 19K. Like, I was about to hit 20. It was Travis who reached out to me on Instagram. And yeah, it was very chill. Just like, I might have some deals for you. And I was like, okay, because I knew who they were, obviously, because like everyone I watch works with them. Like, Twitter is where it's at. Like, if you want to make connections and stuff, like, you have to be on Twitter. and try and go to networking events, because I met Sean Holladay at Vid Summit, and he like knew who I was, and I was very confused.
When you should get a manager is subjective to your own personal situation. The 3 most popular routes people have gone in looking for representation have been through MCNs or multi-channel networks, getting a personal manager, or teaming up with an agency, all of which have their own pros and cons.
Okay, everything normal, cameras in your face, just normal, just normal stuff.
The first thing we needed to figure out was, what exactly does a brand integration agency do for you?
Brand, I understand you want this, what else do you want? Like, it's really easy for a brand to just be like, we're paying, we want this, or a creator to be like, hey, I know what I'm doing, I built this audience, I want this. And that's what the agency needs to do, is just make sure everyone's on the same page, and then we're making sure that the creator can be a part of it and it feels real and organic, and we can push it and get the distribution. And Peter McKinnon and his nomadic bag, and his lenses, and his Canadian coin, and Tanner Fox and his Hot Wheels cards. I think it's just important to really know what's important to a creator or a brand, and if you can bundle that all up, you can build packages and opportunities that are much bigger than a quick paycheck.
I was under the assumption that Peter's the one that's like going out and doing this stuff. You guys are the middlemen that are making a lot of these creators.
Yeah, so that's probably like one of our biggest strengths at the Space Station is like we have tons of connections with brands, right, and we have tons of connections with creators.
Yeah. It's hard to be creative and make a video and produce that and do collaborations, making sure your Twitter engagement's up, all the things that it takes, that it's so time consuming to sit down and filter through what's good and what's not. And then what is good, go back and forth on 10 emails to see if there's a real opportunity to work together.
They just kind of have you like on a list, right? Whenever something pops up, like they'll reach out.
And they'll just give them like a set of creators, basically.
The way it works is a brand connects with Space Station or vice versa, and depending on the demographic that brand is looking for, Space Station will present a roster of creators which the brand can then pick from to represent them.
And so occasionally they'll reach out to me and they'll be like, hey, this brand reached out, would you be interested in working with them? The other time Space Station will say, hey, can you send us an updated screenshot of your stats and your demo? So, male, female breakdown, age breakdown, all that stuff that YouTube gives us access to.
I'm not very good at like reaching out and doing those like cold emails or whatever to find brand deals.
So what are the benefits to having a brand manager?
It is so much simpler to negotiate on someone else's behalf than it is to try to negotiate a rate for a video on your own behalf. It makes it less personal. They're not worried about hurting Trav's feelings. Whereas if I was trying to argue for as much money, like your quantifiable value isn't that much, they couldn't say it. So just to have the negotiation over on this other side, so freeing to be able to then focus on this is the creative, this is what this video should be.
And then also just a perspective into what are like the rates people are charging, like what is a reasonable price. Just kind of having like an expert on your side has been really comforting.
It's kind of hard as a creator especially when you're getting started and you don't know how much you're worth and you don't know who to reach out to.
The fact that we're doing pre-production, the acting, the hosting, production, like we're just doing all of it, offering that entire package to a brand.
I was working with this other like random agency. They were paying me like $100 for video. It's just not worth that.
So did they help shed some light on that?
Yeah, so at first I think he asked me like, what do you normally charge? And I was like, I don't know. So I just, Travis came back with something higher than like what I said. So I was like, dang, these guys are awesome.
Space Station is amazing compared to some of the things I've heard from friends just about like having to pay a retainer fee, stuff that's more similar to like an MCN, like give over like a profit share of channel revenue.
MCNs get a bad rap because many claim that the revenue that you give over is not comparable to the opportunities that they bring. They usually reach out to you first, and you don't need to have a huge following. Although this may seem like a great option at first, you have to take into account how many others they've also signed.
10,000 channels, and they actually work with like maybe not even 100 of them, joking. 10, 20.
They sign you in and they're taking a portion of everything you do. So your AdSense, your merch, just whatever.
The alternative is getting a personal manager. This seems to be the route of highly successful channels that bring in enough revenue to have someone on payroll. A personal manager can help secure more complicated integrations with your best interest in mind, but they tend to be more expensive and don't have as many brand connections as, say, an agency or an MCN.
The third route is going with an agency, like Space Station. They usually have established connections and only get paid when you get paid, but you do tend to compete with other creators that are on the agency's roster.
One of the things that makes Space Station special is that they're actually run by creators, and even more importantly, they don't believe in contracts.
I don't have like an ongoing contract with Spacestation. It's
like I haven't had to sign anything to say that I'm going to be like exclusive to them or anything like that.
The first time like I worked with this one random agency, like I signed something. I just be careful.
Spacestation's like, no, like we'll take a cut of your brand deal that we hooked you up with, and that's it. And the main form of communication is just text messaging with all of them. You know, it just feels like the same way we set up this call.
Hey, Casey's gonna be coming.
As long as he doesn't come, I'll stop doing his thumbnails.
Where do you have time to do other people's thumbnails? Come on,
seriously.
Man.
We touch base and keep tabs on everyone, whether it is a brand deal, their wife's birthday, a sub hit. It's more than just brand deals, and that's what we, pride ourselves on. Is like Peter McKinnon. I love that guy. Like he's family to me.
The relationship helps when they say, well, "What do you think I should do? Let's make it happen. Let's make it work. Whatever it takes."
We'll go to an event and like we'll see something that reminds us of them, and we'll just be like, "Yo, like, dude, this is your thing." It makes business so much better.
The truth is, for the past 3 years, anyone could steal anyone from Space Station Integrations, like the talent, but nobody has because no one wants to leave.
We had one final question that we really wanted the answer to. Does subscriber count actually matter?
If your channel has higher engagement in general, it's probably a better chance of working with you, regardless of subscriber count.
Like Space Station told me, Squarespace normally looks for people with X amount of views. Like you need to keep working towards getting higher views on each video until you can get that deal. And I'm like, that's totally fair.
Is being represented by an agency or like by a person that's like going out and getting deals for you, does that add pressure to you?
So not directly the pressure of like, I need this video to perform for this brand, but just the indirect pressure of like, I need my channel to perform so that brands want to keep working with me so I can keep making money and keep doing this full time.
Honestly, I don't know if there could be any external pressure that would make me want to get more views than just my own intrinsic motivation.
I definitely struggled with that, like especially the first like 2 or 3 because I was overthinking it.
So when is the best time to find some representation? Well, if you're already getting brand deals on your own or have built a highly engaged audience or just feeling pressure on the business side of things,
these can all be great indicators that it's time to start thinking about it.
I think it definitely feels like a step in the right direction to have people that are kind of like looking out for me and like are gonna try to find brand deals that suit my YouTube channel.
It's founded by creators. They understand like what's going on.
Sean wants the success of the brand deal, so if something isn't right, like he'll go the extra mile or deliver X, Y, and Z extra just on top of it that's not in the contract, just because he wants to see the success. We know they're ready to book again. They come back because Sean over-delivers.
Exactly how I would do business.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Hey, maybe one day Methodbox will be integrated with Space Station.
No, maybe that one day would be soon.
Someday soon.
Dude, we would love that. We really would. Like, I'm not even just saying that for the camera, but like, actually would be really dope.
Wait, there's a lens cap on. No, there's not. Can you just not see?
It's up here.
Oh, it's
That's
up
fine.
there. Hey, welcome to the Space Station. I've never vlogged with a TV on my camera, so I didn't know what I was doing. But guys, did you have a good time?
It's been an intense 2 days. Didn't realize exactly what you were doing here, but it's an incubator for ideas.
Incubator for ideas, business stuff, but also we've got a slide in a pickleball court.
We can see why you call yourself a professional fun haver.
Yes, and they're
100%.
professional fun havers in training. Did you guys enjoy the tour and everything?
Oh my God, especially
awesome.
the brand integration, which is what we're all about. So thanks for enlightening us.
You're welcome for enlightening you. All right, go watch more of these guys' videos. Question for you guys, hold on. What do you want these guys to do? Crazy video, location, something, leave it in the comments and I'll peer pressure them into doing that. So leave some crazy comments and you guys will have to do it. Oh,
We'll accept the challenge.
And make sure to subscribe and click on this playlist because it's meant specifically for you.
And only you.
See you next week.